It is the Pocono Raceway. Tonight's round number 2 of the Triple Crown. And of course, it's round number 8 of the iRacing Indy Car Series as we welcome you in to the honeymoon capital of the world, Pocono, Pennsylvania. Up in the Pocono Mountains as we welcome you into the Pocono 250. It is round number 8 of the iRacing Indy Car Series presented by LD Concepts from this 2.5-mile, 3-turn triangle known as Pocono. 77 degrees ambient, 111 degrees on the track. Going to be a very interesting and fun race coming up here in just a couple minutes. I am the captain, Chris Scalaz. We started a couple minutes late. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of a technical issue. The program I use updated, and it was giving me really bad numbers when it came to the recording and stuff, so I had to shut the program down and restart it. Looks like everything is running good now, so great news there. I was a little nervous there at first, but we've got some great racing in store for you this evening here from, again, the Pocono Raceway, and 100 laps. And of course, last year, if you remember this race, a little bit of controversy at the end, and hopefully we will not have that. And for those wondering where Gary Godso is, he is down on track right now. He is P8 right now in practice in the number 3 car. So it'll be myself up here by myself. So sorry to disappoint those who were excited to hear Gary's voice in the booth tonight. You might hear him if I talk to him. Let's just put it like that. So with that said, let's take a look at the point standings as we enter tonight. Some big news. We could crown a champion by the end of tonight. If Isaac Morse finishes 16th or better, he is the champion tonight of the TI IndyCar Series. Now, he did jokingly explain to me earlier, if Philip Lee wins all the races and Isaac Morse wrecks in all the races coming up, Philip Lee will win the championship, believe it or not. It is possible. Also, tonight, if TI Racing outscores the second place team in the team standings, which is right here, GT SRL Indy team, by 1 point tonight, then TI Racing will score the team championship here this evening. So, sorry to disappoint Matthew Telder. If anybody's interested, we'll be looking for a new driver as of next week or maybe in the next 5 minutes for the XSR team. Anyways, looking forward to tonight's race here at the Pocono Raceway. As I mentioned, looking at the schedule here, of course, Pocono this week, the last oval, so we thought, of the series, but of course we'll have the rerun at Michigan after Laguna Seca in 2 weeks. So that is how that's going to go. So a little bit of news as Isaac's going through the driver meeting right now. Tonight, the start of a new restart rule, basically, and it's going to be very, very similar to what we see in the IndyCar Series. So tonight, basically, if we have a restart and so on and so forth, we're going to let the pace car pull away by about 10 to 15 seconds. And then once the pace car pulls off and the green flag comes out off of turn 3 and the drivers can get up to speed at that point and go. So this should stretch out the field on the restart and get them to the green flag instead of them bottlenecking right at the start-finish line when the green comes out. So hopefully the leader starting this race will spread them out just a little bit, and hopefully won't have the restart issues that we had at Indianapolis recently. So we should see from there. Watching some hot laps going on right now. Danny Brennan just jumped to the top at a 41.90. Pretty good lap for him. Carlos Dotero up to second with a 42.10. Philip Lee in P3. So again, when we're on ovals, you're going to see some different laps and different types of things, so on and so forth. So Isaac's still out there talking. And there is one other change, and I'm going to surprise everybody with it. I actually reached out to Chris Lewis last night and was talking to him. Chris is off doing some things today. But one thing I have done is I told him, look, I would like to step up and help out the league when it comes to responsibilities and adminning and stuff like that, because I think this league has obviously a lot of potential and stuff, and I feel like I can at least do a little something to help the league out. So basically, I know tonight they're putting me in charge for the race admin stuff, so I'll be on your best behavior tonight. So you're not going to see much different from me. The only thing is basically just keep an eye out if there's cautions and stuff and that kind of thing. So you might notice here and there, I might just mute my microphone, and you might hear a little bit of silence here and there through the broadcast. That's only because I'm working on something admin-wise. The good news is with my telemetry and stuff, I can administer penalties and stuff right here without you seeing it. So on and so forth. So that's just one of the little things that I'm doing to try to help out the league here this season and into the future. So, yeah, welcome me to the admin club, I guess. With that said, enough about me. Let's get ready to race here. They're going to qualify in about a minute or so, and we should have a pretty exciting qualifying session here at Pocono. This track, very interesting to say the least. I'll bring the race info up here and let you see it again. Turn 1, which is obviously you see the start-finish line. You go down a long straightaway into Turn 1. That corner was built after Trenton Speedway. Of course, that's one that Gary Godso calls one of his favorites. Then you go down to turn number 2, which is the tunnel turn you'll hear me reference tonight. It's up at the top of the screen there. That is modeled after Indianapolis, 9-degree banking and everything. And then you go to turn 3 to the left over there. That is shaped after the Milwaukee Mile. This track originally built for IndyCar racing. Of course, NASCAR has kind of dominated the races here, but IndyCar was here for a few years, but hasn't been back, I believe, in 2 or 3 years now, as a matter of fact. So, but as I say, I think we're going to see a fun race this evening, and yeah, I think hopefully we'll get a lot of viewers watching us here on the old broadcast here, as already up to 9, which is not bad. But make sure you go get your friends and family members, as Barney Fife Jr., as Mike Joy calls them, waving the checker flag there on the practice session. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're not new to the channel, go get your friends and family, and let's get some new members in here to watch the race this evening. And we appreciate, of course, you coming back to watch. So, all right, let's go down here and let's enjoy qualifying from the Pocono Raceway. And I should mention really quickly, thanks to Apex Sage Coaching. Of course, they're a sponsor of the league, and I believe sponsor of the race here this evening. Also, a big shout out to, of course, Track Cams for Gourmet, as they are the sponsor of the cameras. They're the ones who put that all together here tonight on Captain TV. So the cameras you'll see tonight, all thanks to Track Cams for Gourmet. So thank you again to them for providing cameras for this Pocono 250 coming up this evening. So Cohen Evans right now looks like one of the first cars out on track, so we'll ride with him here for the first lap of qualifying as they go through turn number 3. I about said turn 4, but there is no turn 4 here at Pocono. Across the start-finish line down the long front straightaway. Speeds here over 220 miles an hour into turn 1. 219 there for Evans. And he's pretty much wide open through turn 1. A little blip in the throttle there as he got a little tight. That's going to hurt him. 5th gear all the way around here. He should be wide open through the tunnel turn. Let's get you some car audio, huh? There we go. 218 down into turn 3, so pretty constant speeds here, and he's still wide open. A little blip in the throttle through 3. Probably working the weight jacker a little bit. Across the start-finish line, lap 1. Cohen Evans, 42.06. That's a pretty good measure. Julian Alton, 42.14. Oh, Jessica Sabin, 41.95 to the top. Whimsy, P4. Let's go to the potential champ who's out on track right now. Turn 1. He had to get way out of the throttle. There's a 37 of Bommersbach making his debut tonight. I believe that's how you mentioned his name. He's Destino crossing the line. Stravato. Isaac Morse goes to the top, 41.91. I thought he hurt himself off turn 1, but I'm wrong. Danny Brennan, 41.94 to the top. He definitely made it work the rest of the corners and made up for it. But a great lap for Isaac. Who else is out on track right now? How about Gavin Sanders? Won a Indianapolis 500 mile race just Friday night in another league, Stars and Stripes League you saw here on Captain TV. He and Gary Godso dominated the race. And Gavin is not in the main part of the screen. That's probably because others are running laps. So there's Gavin in the green right now. Let's see what he can do. Gary Godso out on track. We'll jump to him here in a second. There's Gary. Gary P5 with a 41.98, so only 7 100ths off the pole. Herrick crossing the line. He's at 42.14 right now. Still Morris up top by 3 100ths. Can Gary pull the upset here? Gets a little wide off 3. That's not going to help him. Cross the line. Still P5, 41.98, his fastest lap. AJ Stravato, he's an oval specialist. He jumps up to P5. And I believe the drivers do get 4 laps in this. Sam Blackwood at the top, 41.88. Great lap by the 74. Bommersbach up to P6. Let's see who else is still out there. Stravato goes to P3. Back over here to Gavin Sanders. Luke Daniels crossing the line. He is 42.7, 21st right now. Somebody lost tires over there or spun out or something. I just saw on the screen there. Only a couple cars out here that have not run all 4 laps. And the 10 of Sanders up to P6. Cohen Evans up to P9. Jim Herrick still out here running laps right now. I think Herrick is warming up his car here for this lap. He's still got 2 more laps to run. So does Dan Marrera. Isaac Morse is back on track, trying to go for the pole. We'll let Isaac get his warm-up lap out, and then we'll go back to him and see how he does here. Fastest speed we've seen it in turn 1 at 2:19 by Cohen Evans. Oh, don't get that apron, Dan. Oh, Morera smashes the, oh boy. That's going to leave a mark. Jim Herrick up to P3 of 41.93. And Isaac is wrecked off turn 1. He's still going to have at least 1 lap to try to get this thing, and he's got about 2.5 minutes. I didn't realize it was actually a 10-minute qualifying. My apologies for that. But how about Jimmy Herrick up to a 41.93 here, P3? I'm sure the family's going to be happy about that. See if he can steal the pole here. Yeah, I don't think a 1-minute, 24-second lap. I think he got blown away by that lap he ran. Great lap by Jim. All right, here we go. Isaac, one last chance. Can he get the pole back from Sam Blackwood, or will we see a new pole sitter tonight? Hello, Mr. John Lee. Thank you for supporting your nephew and joining us here tonight on Captain TV. Oh, and Isaac wrecks in turn 1 again. That's going to do it for him. He is out of laps, so Sam Blackwood is going to win the pole. And could it be the start of an upset tonight? I wonder how much that's going to hurt his confidence right now. So 1 car left on track. Andres Perez here in the 5. Ryan Eric King not going to run a lap, it looks like. And with less than a minute to go, Ryan Eric King is just now getting onto the track, so I'm not sure he's not going to get a lap in probably. All right, so Sam Blackwood going to win the pole tonight. For this race, as the cars will grid. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can drag the young man up here and have a quick word with Sam. I do not see him in this channel. So never mind, I won't talk to him, unfortunately. Who haven't I talked to? Here, let's do this. Let's bring Jimmy up here to join us here. Jim Herrick, man, what a lap that was here to get yourself a top 3 starting position here at the Pocono Raceway. Good job.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I just happened to hit that one just about as perfect as I could, so worked out for me.
It did. And talk about the race speed. How are you looking as you enter this race tonight?
Well, it's there's a lot of understeer in the setup in dirty air, so it's going to be really interesting just trying to manage traffic. I knew qualifying was going to be important, so put a lot of effort into practicing that, and fortunately that paid off. Hopefully things will work out for the race.
Well, hey, we wish you the best of luck tonight. Good to see you out here on the track, man, and hopefully you're fully healed from Indianapolis on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, feeling good tonight.
Absolutely. Jim Herrick there. We'll start in the top three here. Let's actually, I'm going to mute my mic for a quick second here.
Yes. Yep, I do.
All right, so as they come through turn 3 and 4, we'll show you the starting grid really quickly. As you see, it is Sam Blackwood, Isaac Morris on the pole, with Herrick, Stravato, Brennan, Sabin, Gavin Sanders, Bommersbach, Gonzo, Evans, Dotero, Philip Lee, and the rest of your starting lineup: Altena, Lester, Destino, Morera, Whimsy, Telder, Daniels, Fleury, Perez, and Grabowski, and Ryan Eric King going to be the 23 starters that'll lead you to the green flag of the second Triple Crown event from Pocono Raceway. Green flag, here we go. Good start. As Isaac jumps to the lead through turn 2 into tunnel turn, everybody else got to be careful here in the tunnel. And we got some cars that are going to have some penalties here. This is from last week's race, of course, at Monza. As they come off of turn 3, it looks like everybody is going to survive lap number 1 except for the 28 who's off track right now. And that is Jessica Sabin, who is pitting for her black flag that she had from the race at Monza. And just checking real quickly here what Isaac has sent me at EOLs for Krista Nelson. I don't think she's here tonight. For Matt Kelly and also for Dylan. I don't think Dylan's in the race either tonight. And then 30-second stop goes for Grabowski and Jessica Sabin. So those two will at least serve their penalties tonight. The couple others, I'm not sure if they did or not. As Morris leads lap number 2. Look at this dogfight here, all these cars. Well, she kind of had to pit there. It wasn't by choice. She had a penalty from last week, if that's what you're talking about, the lap 1 pit thing. It's because they had to at that point. And it looks like Sabin's still on pit road there. That's a lot longer of a penalty than I thought. The draft playing a major role right now as you look back here at the 40 of Jim Herrick. Jim has fallen down just a little bit to the 9th position. I think he's more trying to... Oh, I guess I got to keep track of votes, don't I? Chris Lewis isn't here tonight, so I guess I got an extra job I just added for myself. Yes, you can do the voting for the Sean Stevens Award, by the way, tonight. If you just mention your driver you're cheering on tonight, then we will go from there. I see we have 3 votes already for Philip Lee and 1 by another driver for Gary. That upsets me because now I'm the second best broadcaster. Anyways, Danny Brennan, fastest lap right now at a 42.84. Isaac Morris with about a 4/10 of a second lead Back here to Matthew Telder, who's coming up on the back of David Whimsy. Matthew up 4 spots already in this race. Whimsy sliding up the track just a little bit. Again, these cars will get tight out of the draft, or I should say not out of the draft, but in the draft, and will cause them to slide up the tracks. Up the track. I cannot talk this evening, forgive me. As Lester under attack right now with Whimsy. And Whimsy's going to make the pass, going to slide up in front of Lester. And so does Telder, and now Nick Fleury coming with him. Got our drones following everybody tonight. A little different view for you see Telder pulling out a line on Whimsy here. See if he brings Fleury with him. Down into turn 1. Always giving you different looks here on Captain TV, as many as possible, even in the weird ones. Point where tires are going to start to fall off here. All right, and I see the audio is drowning me out a little bit, so I'm going to fix that. I actually learned last week, finally, how to actually put the sound in my ears to where I can hear how I sound compared to the car. So I'm learning that finally on iRacing. So forgive me with the audio sounds, but I'm getting it fixed really quickly when it happens. As look at Jim Herrick pull out the line here on Julian Altina. Turn number 2, the tunnel turn here. And he's almost going to clear him. Altina with a little bit of draft. Close! They're almost leaning on each other. Jimmy gave him a little fluid fade there. Isaac Morris out to about a 1 second lead over Blackwood, who's got about 1.3 over Danny Brennan. But this right here is your best fighting on the track. These 4 cars going after each other here. You're not supposed to go side by side through the tunnel, but they're definitely doing it. As we're already 8 laps in here at Pocono, you can go, if I know the numbers correctly, roughly 30 or so laps on a tank of fuel. So easily going to be probably a 3-stop race to get to. Now, if you get to lap 33, that changes things. You can probably go 2 stops. Check on one driver making his debut tonight, that 37 car right here. This is, I believe it's Kite Bommersbach is how this name is pronounced. I didn't get a chance to do any kind of research on him. I saw him in Discord a little bit ago making a comment actually the name has slipped my mind. The driver who was in the 37, one of Gary's drivers, actually said, hey, take my number. And that's why he's in the 37 now. But Kite doing a pretty good job, top 5 right now. And just ran his fastest lap last time by to 30 or 42.8. And a little bit of blinking smoke there, that's all that was. Nobody crashed. Meanwhile, there's Isaac, 16th or better tonight, and he will get his dream accomplished in winning the championship. Let you see the separation here on screen now. Isaac doing a pretty good job. Let's go back here. This fight continues for the 9th position. Almost doing some Indianapolis moves here as Altina and Herrick swapping positions left and right. I say that as Altina was able to clear him on the high side here in that VOR Indy car. So Jessica Saban is back on track. She is 2 laps down after her penalty. Steve Grabowski has not has not run any laps. He's actually behind the wall after just 4 laps. Here's Philip Lee. Inside the helmet of Philip here as we watch. Up only 1 position so far in this race. What has turned into a battle for second now in the points. Pretty much if Isaac finishes where he has, or where he's on pace to finish right now, which will leave Philip Lee battling with a couple others for second in points. Off the top of my head, I just kind of lost the names, but hey. Oh, don't hit the wall, Philip. Daniel McDonald, you might notice he's not here tonight. As he comes up on the back bumper of Jim Herrick here. Carlos Dotero running the fastest lap of the race just now. So these cars are just getting faster as the tires heat up here and the weight gets less and less in these cars from the fuel mileage going up, or from the fuel burning off. Carlos Dotero is that other driver, by the way, still battling for the second position. And Jessica Saban right now within 40 points of Philip Lee. Otherwise, it's pretty much a 2-man show for second in points right now with McDonald not being here tonight. So 15 laps into this 250-miler. As Danny Brennan under attack for the 3rd position right now. That's AJ Stravato behind him. AJ more of an oval driver, so this is kind of up his alley here. AJ going to use the draft and pop out here turn 1 and make the pass. However, Brennan going to work that high side here and continue around. Brendan having a little bit of a blinking issue, I've noticed it. The Highline's actually looking pretty sporty right now for holding off battles here, so it's going to make it tougher to pass. The way Brendan was able to hold off there on that top side. A better look. There's that battle up ahead there. And finally, it looks like Brendan able to hold off Stravato. And we got trouble turn 2. It is Jim Herrick. Oh no, Jim Herrick has wrecked over in turn 2, and that brings the first caution out. And Jim was having a great race so far after starting 3rd, was running right there about 10th or so. Let's see what happens. Jim out there fighting Philip Lee for position. Oh, he clobbers the wall in turn 1, and oh, he just nails the inside wall. Again here. All right, cars coming to pit road. Here come the leaders. And race off pit road going to be Isaac Morris. Matthew Telder actually stays out. There's Telder back here in the 23 car up here. P1 right now, so interesting strategy on his part. And I think Jim Herrick has taken his car officially behind the wall. Let's see. I got somebody I want to get a word with. Let's see if I can see if he's in here to even talk to. I was going to talk to Gary, but Gary's not here. So Gary could be in this channel. Nope, he's not. So I was going to try to talk to Gary, but I can't. Now Telder's going to come to pit road this time by, it looks like. And Jessica Sabin should get the wave around here as they get the one to go. Lights are off. She'll be allowed to go around. She'll be one lap down now. She came out 2 down after that penalty. All right, so going to go green here at lap number 20. I was actually in the admin chat real quick talking to Isaac. And, of course, I'm learning as much as I can now with learning the rules and stuff. And I know one thing that's not going to change, I will continue broadcasting the IndyCar series. It's just my little way of helping out, as much as I can in race and even outside the race on the admin side and stuff, so that Isaac and Chris and even Jim, when he's helping out and stuff, they don't have their plates full, and I can try to help as much as I can. So Isaac right here, you're going to notice for this restart is backing way off, and this is much like the real life IndyCar series now, where basically giving him a huge space, and then what's going to happen here is the pace car is, let me see if I can spot him. I'm not going to be able to get him through. There he is in turn 3. So there's the pace car pulling off the track here in just a second. Isaac is still entering turn 3 right now, so he'll be able to go pretty much from here. As the pace car is off, Isaac slowly rolls to the throttle. Here we go. And this will start the restart. Lap number 21, green flag. And for all of you watching tonight, let's go. And turn it up here on Captain TV. you see Gavin Sanders underneath of Cohen Evans. That is a battle for the 5th position right there as he gets back in line. The 48 of Dotero there behind him. And Danny Brennan back in the 8th position. Now you see the 18 of Philip Lee up to the 9th position right now. All this behind Isaac Morris, who's got 0.6 of a second on Sam Blackwood. So with that pit stops, with the pit stops happening there just shy of lap number 20, that opens the door up now, and we still have a 2-stop race to get to the finish. Likely going to be lap 50, lap 80 or so to get in that window to make this a 2-stop race. And that's if we go, you know what, free. There's Ryan Eric King up 12 spots so far to the 11th position as he tries to hold off Julian Altena. Luke Daniels making a pass on Lester back there for the 13th position. As Gavin and Cohen continue to battle it out here. And again, want to give a shout out to Track Cams 4 Gourmet. If you're a fan of the cameras you've been seeing here on the ovals and even some of the road course races like Italy last week and stuff from Captain TV, that is all thanks to our good friends at Track Cam 4 Gourmet. You can go to trackcams22.com and check out all the cool camera work and packages they have to offer, from oval to road to rallycross and virtual reality and even fan cams that they have at some of the tracks. You could check out by going to trackcams22.com. And Track Cams 4 Gourmet. Of course, this shot you're watching, more of a drone camera look, more of a wide shot drone cam. But all the different looks here from the Pocono Raceway into turn number 1. There's Gary Godstone to number 3 as he tries to hold off the 18 of Philip Lee. On the front straightaway, again, speeds close to 220 miles an hour, especially running out here in the draft as they all try to work fuel mileage and stuff. And one driver struggling tonight so far, has had some great runs the last few weeks, is Lester here in a 51 car running 14th, and that's exactly where he started. So Lester is not having fun here at Pocono right now, a track that you could say is a road course that turns left all the time. But he is not having a good night so far here, running in the 14th position. Right behind him is Nick Fleury in the 15th position. Here's Isaac, 0.8 of a second right now over Sam Blackwood. How about Kai Bommersbach up to the 3rd position after starting 8th? AJ Stravato up to the 4th position. Aaron Cohen Evans in the top 5 as he still tries to hold off Gavin Sanders and Carlos Dotero. Isaac has led all of the green flag laps so far this evening, as Carlos underneath Gavin for 7th. That's 60. He takes the spot away. Gavin getting a run on the high side. Could see a crossover here. So Carlos up 5 positions from his 11th starting spot to the 6th position. Julian Altena, high side pass, Ryan Eric King for position. Very impressive pass for the 31 at lap number 31. Luke Daniels up here in the 13th position, trying to put pressure on Ryan Eric King also. So again, we are still doing the Sean Stevens votes tonight. So if you're one watching a driver tonight, let us know. Put it out here in chat who you're cheering on this evening, and we'll get the votes down. I see Dotero, he gets a vote as Carlos is watching. Appreciate you, sir. But for those new to the channel tonight, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're not new, we appreciate you coming back and watching tonight here on Captain TV. Some of you might be watching me race this weekend and realize, oh wait, this guy's a broadcaster. Yes, I are. Some fantastic racing, and somebody's calling out for pit stops here. And that is the 25, Danny Brennan coming to pit road. And this is a scheduled pit stop, I think. Lap 33. Oh, great. I got called Paul Tracy. I don't know what else to say about this. I don't know if that's a compliment or not right there. Phillips the only one who showed up. Oh, and not good for Danny Brennan. Slides to his pit stall. Thankfully, his pit crew's not out there, or else he might have not done so well there. You know, if I was Paul Tracy, I'd make some kind of comment about my rivalry with what's his name? Oh, and now Brendan's blanking out. With Sebastian Bourdais, or talk about how I won the 2002 Indy 500, sorta. That's awesome. That actually is making me laugh. And I'm not laughing as like it's an insult. I really, that's actually funny. I'm not insulted at all by that. It's pretty cool. I like you guys having a good time. I like you guys chatting with me in chat. I just said chat 3 times in one sentence. All about having a good time up here in the booth. So a third distance here in So I'm curious to see how this is going to work out for Danny Brennan as Ryan Eric King, his teammate, comes to pit road. Tires and fuel for the 19, 8.4 seconds. And he's going to go a lap down here. You see the leaders go by. There's AJ Stravado in the 4th position. This battle continuing on right here as Dotero's caught the back bumper of Cohen Evans. Cohen, who came so close to winning at Indianapolis just a couple weeks ago. Trying to get himself a win here at the Tricky Triangle. And now Carlos going to pop out here to the inside turn 1. He'll make the pass. See if Cohen's going to try to cross him over or use this high line to catch up as Jessica Sabin comes to pit road here. Cohen had to kind of ride the throttle there and get off it a little bit. And that's going to allow Gavin Sanders to roll the high side here and maybe take the spot away. So Cohen lost the momentum there and loses 2 spots because of it. Some great racing here and a lot of passing going on at Pocono, which is, as I think back, doesn't usually happen much. Let's go back here to 10th position, a 3-car battle here. Julian Alton, Nick Fleury, and Luke Daniels. Ooh, Daniels is thinking about popping out there on the 50 car. And instead had to get out of the throttle there because of Lee getting another vote. Philip running the show tonight. Not many votes, but Philip is winning right now. There you see Nick Fleury making the pass on Julian Alton for position. Now Julian going to drive it back on the outside, as this track is showing some multi-grooveness all of a sudden. So as you see, Gavin and Carlos starting to pull away from Cohen Evans now, as we start to spread out lap number 40. And there's your leader. Isaac Morris has led all the green flag laps this evening. The only lap he hasn't led in this race was one caution lap that Matthew Telder led coming to pit road. Otherwise, he has led them all this evening. All Isaac has to do tonight, 16th or better, and the championship is his. Philip getting another vote. But don't be sleeping on Sam Blackwood. As a matter of fact, 5 out of the top 6 right now, if you notice, are rookies. Look at all the R's you're seeing. Now, Gavin Sanders, it says R on my screen. He's really not a rookie. So let's actually say 4 out of the top 5. Right now, all rookies in this series, including Bomberbach, who's making his first start in the series tonight. Gary Godso, he's trying to make a pass here to the outside of Philip Lee. My broadcast partner doing a pretty good job tonight. Gary makes the pass, but Philip's going to pop back out and take the position back as Julian Alton comes to pit road. I don't know if you heard me click the pen every second. Every time you guys say something, I'm writing a name down. Esteban Fuentes watching tonight. And we got trouble over in the tunnel turn. 2 cars around the 18 of Philip Lee is in the wall. That might have just handed the championship to Isaac. The other car is, I'm trying to see, I think it's Ryan Eric King. And caution is out for the second time. Already happened there. Let's see what happens here. Philip was trying to get past Gary Godso. That's why I got the names mixed up. Going into the... Oh, and Gary and Philip come together. And caution is out for the second time here. This is going to be a tough one to say what happened here, because it looks like Gary goes to enter turn 2 with an early apex, and Philip goes to enter the corner. We'll show another replay here in a second as we watch the leaders come to pit road here, but obviously crucial when it comes to the point standings. And race off pit road. Blackwood, I think, got him. I guess my microphone's been muted the whole entire time as I've been talking to you. We're just reviewing the accident here real quickly. All right, so we're going to actually look at that after the race and make a call there. Basically, what I see there is, and I'll just, it looks like Phillip goes to enter late into the corner, and Gary comes across the nose. I got to figure that one's going to be tricky to call, so that's why I'm going to leave that one with Isaac, and we'll review it after the race and go from there. So. All right, going to go back to green with Sam Blackwood, Isaac Morris. Bommersbach up to third. A.J. Stravato, Gavin Sanders, your top five. So we're just shy of the halfway point here. Phillip Lee did use a reset here, and he is unfortunately 2 laps off the pace now as he's over in turn, coming up to the tunnel turn right now. As we go back green, Isaac popping back out for the lead. And takes it from Blackwood. And another clean restart. Look at Bommersbach putting pressure on the 74 Sam Blackwood here. as we are 3 laps away from the halfway point. Ryanair King rejoining the race right now. As you watch Dan Marrera back here, Danny Brennan, who had a promising run earlier in this race, now back at 16th. Jeff Destino also back here. Otero just ran the fastest lap of the race, a 42.5. Well, I'm not saying there's not going to be a call made. There's just not one made immediately right now. It's one of those things where we'll use multiple people to make a decision on that and make a call later. So please don't feel like it's not like a call is not going to be made. Trouble on the track as Matthew Telder's in the wall, turn 1. As Telder toes the pit road. That car's destroyed, unfortunately. No caution. Has contact with that purple car there. Not sure who that is. Is that Destino? Or not Destino, but Whimsy maybe. Yep. Nope, it's Whimsy. And the 27 car, no caution. But Telder obviously into the wall hard. So pit strategy-wise here, let's throw the pit strategy board up here for a second. And let's take a look at pit times and stuff, pit laps. So everybody pitted at lap number 43. And let's just use the number 30 as a reference point. So 30 will get you to 73, which gets you to 103. So this is now a one-stop race, basically, to the finish. We'll have to see how this all cycles out. And, of course, that's if we get another caution or this thing goes green all the way. Either way. Isaac Morris on his way, it looks like maybe to the championship. We'll have to see. But still plenty of racing to go and plenty of things could happen between now and lap 100. Cohen Evans trying to run a little bit of a middle groove there as he comes up on the back of AJ Stravato. And we're starting to see a 3-car fight here with Nick Fleury. Looking back at Lester, who's looking back at Luke Daniels. Very impressed with how this track is spread out. Lester get a real good run into turn number 2 into the tunnel turn and makes the pass. Let's see if Fleury can get the run back down the straightaway here. Maybe crosses him over, a little bit of draft. All this about 8 seconds back from the leader. And it seems like each and every lap the times around here are just getting faster and faster. Gavin Sanders 42.4 on that last lap, just went purple. So it's like the more this track rubbers up, the more grip it's getting, and obviously the track's getting cooler. And now Gavin's starting to get into a battle with Bomber's back. So obviously Gavin did get past Kite. So we ride with the 37 car. These guys starting to spread out by about 0.3 or so right now. As Luke Daniels trying to hold off Fleury, also Altena and Brennan. And Fleury going to make the pass for the 10th position here. Let's see if Luke is able to hold this outside line, cross him over here, back to the inside. And it looks like Nick's going to hold him off for the position right now. There's Julian Alton there in the 12th position. Danny Brennan trying to work his way back up after starting towards the front. He has fallen back to the 13th position, still having issues with holding connection. Carlos Dotero in the Addict Racing number 48. Running in the 5th position right now. I don't disagree with either of those comments, gentlemen, or ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure. I know John, obviously, gentlemen. I don't disagree with either of those comments. The box that the admins are in when this situation happens is we have less than 5 minutes to make a decision, and we're looking. And I mean, if it's not, is all of a sudden Cohen Evans with issues here? Pardon me for a second. He's coming to pit road with damage on the 17. I'm not sure where this might have happened. Cohen's got damage right there on the car. It's going to happen in the tunnel, it looks like, as he tries to get around Stravato. Oh, and he just pushes up the track and gets the inside wall, and it breaks the toe link. On the outside. Little camber differential, right? So it looks like Cohen going to take that car behind the wall now. So as I was starting to say, though, obviously the admins have a very short time to get the decision made. So what I did, because basically it comes up to me, unfortunately. I put myself in that spot, and I'm okay with that. I've done this before. And, you know, talking to Isaac real quickly in the little moment there, I was muted, basically, and I'll be transparent out to you guys. Basically, it was just asking, okay, if this is something that you feel needs to be reviewed afterwards, and he said that's fine. You know, that's one of the rules that you can do. So, because it was just one of those things. By the time I was really looking at it, they were already at 1 to go to come back to green, and I didn't want to make a call that, in the end, I would regret from making a wrong decision. So I felt the best move was to wait until after the race, and we'll make a decision. So, no, you guys, those are valid points. They're both valid points, and both I agree with. So Fleury up here to 9th position. Altina and Luke Daniels, Danny Brennan. 63 laps. Go ahead. Cut the straws for me. Make sure there's that little nub one too, please. You know, there's always like that one that's like a centimeter. And then there's the one that's like the gigantic. Anybody ever watching Practical Jokers? They did the draw straws, and the one guy had like the straw that was the size of somebody's head. So Gavin Sanders up to the 3rd position. Kai Bommersbach back to 4th, and Carlos Dotero, who's having a fantastic run, up in the 5th position right now. Up 6 spots from 11th. Having a great run here. Let's jump back to Julian Altina, who's in a battle with Nick Fleury as this battle continues for the 10th spot. Actually, the 9th position. Let me get that right. As Danny Brennan comes to pit road here, lap 66. I wonder if this is the start of the fuel window. Brandon 10.05 as he pulls away. So I think we're going to see some interesting strategies here. But there's Isaac, got 9/10 of a second on Sam Blackwood. Gavin Sanders up to 3rd. As this battle now becoming a 3-car battle. As Danny Brennan has come out right in front of Julian Altina here. So you see Alton has gone by Brennan. Now here comes teammate Nick Fleury to his inside. As there's Gavin, as I mentioned, in the fight for the fourth position. Carrying on as Jessica Saban comes to pit road at lap number 68. So she will pit for the final time. Now tomorrow night we'll have round number 5 of the Great Lakes Sim Racing Black Horizon Truck Series from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Some short track racing tomorrow night. If you want to join us, you can do so at 8:45 Eastern Time. Should be a lot of fun tomorrow night from the world's fastest half mile, last great Coliseum, so on and so forth. Thursday night, short track Super League from Watkins Glen. Friday night, the BPRL guys going to be at the Eldora Speedway. Some dirt racing in the truck series. So when do these guys come to pit road? With 29 laps to go in this race, Isaac Moore's continuing to lead over Blackwood and Gavin Sanders. Morris has led all but one lap so far in this race. Got 6 seconds over Bommersbach and Dotero, 6.5 back also. So Gavin Sanders comes out right in front of Isaac. So if there's any kind of reference point of where they end up here on the track from pit road, that is how it looks right here as Isaac is coming to pit road right here. As the final pit stops. Sam Blackwood coming to pit road now as Isaac is coming to pit road. A 9.7 second stop for him. As Blackwood slides into his pit stall. So Bommersbach leading in his first career start in the series. Blackwood out 9.2 second stop. Dan Herrera on pit road, Andres Perez, Gary Godso all in pit road. All these guys, 4 tires fuel and topping it off. I think Gary had a really slow stop. He did 49 seconds. Not sure if he spent on pit road or had some damage to fix from that contact or what, but that gives the lead to Carlos Dotero, 25 laps to go. Luke Daniels up to second. So Dotero coming in, and now Luke Daniels to pit road. And that should cycle everything back around to Isaac Morris. Here comes Isaac off turn number 3 right now, so 24 laps to go. Everybody's made their final round of green flag pit stops. Ooh, Bommersbach, and then Gavin Sanders getting a little tight off the corner. Ryan Eric King on pit road as he makes his final stop of the race. The one thing we get to keep an eye on here, one thing we should mention, Isaac Morris won the Indianapolis 250 race a couple weeks ago, and now is coming 23 laps away from potentially winning the second leg of this Triple Crown. So if he can do that, he'll have a chance at Michigan at the last race of the season, with more than likely, of course, with a win tonight, the championship in hand, with nothing to lose to just go and try to win that race. Coming up here in 2 weeks as we watch Carlos Dotero come up to the back bumper of Gavin Sanders. Is going to be a battle for third. As this field's pretty spread out now. After that round of green flag pit stops, so everybody now into a rhythm. And what has been a pretty fun race. A lot of passing. Unfortunately, a couple accidents. That's to be expected in racing. Handling has played a big role. AJ Stravano here in the 6th position. Bommersbach with about a second lead over Gavin Sanders there for third. And as I mentioned, Dotero putting that pressure on Stravado, who is running laps right around these other two, trying to get the draft up to him to make it a 3-car fight for this third position. You can see that run. Carlos is getting down the front straightaway, or he's going to pop out. And he'll clear him into turn one. The question going to be, can Gavin cross him over? And he does. You see how doTERRA lost a lot of momentum there through the tunnel turn in turn 3 there. And that allowed Gavin to get away just a little bit, but he should be able to bring him back in. There's Isaac off turn 3 as he completes another lap, 17 to go. 3.8 second lead over Blackwood, who's having a career night here on the oval. Back here, another fight for position with Dan Morera in 9th. Luke Daniels about a half second back in the 10th position right now. There's Luke in the 21 car. Andres Perez is some 10 seconds back from this fight, so unless something happens here, more than likely the top 10 is set for the next 16 laps to the finish. And this Pocono 250, of course, TI Racing IndyCar Series, race number 8 of 10. Next week, Laguna Seca for these cars. We'll hit the corkscrews and awesome track out in the Monterey area of California. What was going to be the final race of the season, but due to the Michigan issues a few weeks back, it'll be the penultimate round of this season. Let's give some shout outs to some cars. How about Lester? We mentioned earlier struggling in the 14th position. He has worked his way up to 8th with what has happened. A great fight by the 51 car. They had a pretty good streak earlier of podium finishes. Dan Morera running in the 9th position, as I mentioned here, up 7 spots from his starting spot tonight. And a great run by Andres Perez, who runs in the 11th position here. Got Danny Brennan trying to catch him about a second or so back. As right now we have 12 cars on the lead lap. Isaac Morris over in turn 3 right now as Perez crosses the start-finish line. And the guy I'm most impressed with tonight is this guy here, Bommersbach, who started in the 8th position, running 3rd, first career start. Obviously, this young man's got some pretty good talent to be out here running with these guys and being up in the top 3 right away. impressive is that, as he's pitted some 13 laps ago, and he's still only about a tenth of a second off his fastest lap. Oh, issues for Gavin Sanders. He has destroyed the left side of that car. No caution yet. And he's keeping it down on the apron, so he should be okay getting to the pit road. But a top 5 run out the window, as I just said earlier, unless something happens. That is going to change the top 10 definitely tonight. Let's see if I can find what happened to Gavin. Oh, right there, Gavin gets loose in the middle of the tunnel turn. And a tunnel turn bites him. So Gavin makes it to pit road and unfortunately will finish, if I'm seeing this right, at about the 19th position. As 9 laps to go. Isaac Morris has been a part of this series since the start. And has had so many different issues happen. From family tragedy to schooling to just different things happening in his life. Of course, we joined here at Captain TV back at Season 2 when he had just started his dominant run in Season 2. Came to Indianapolis that season, got involved in a wreck, and it all fell apart, and Cohen Evans ended up winning the championship. And then, of course, all the personal life stuff came in. And I remember him saying to me, and I've said it, I think, once a race, he said to me, going into the season, he's like, Chris, they're going to take this one from me this season. I'm going for it. And all he has done is gone out here and dominated a ton of races. He's won the most races so far this season and is roughly 8 laps away from achieving that dream a couple weeks earlier than expected in winning this TI Racing Championship. Julian Alton is in the wall. Slams hard. And this is going to bring the caution out likely. Right there, caution is out. So caution comes out for the 3rd time with 7 to go. And this is my friendly reminder, we do not do green-white checkers in IndyCar racing. Let's see what happens to Julian. Lester getting a real big run into turn 1. And either Julian adjusted or there was net code or something, because they were nowhere close to each other. Let's go. Let's see if anybody comes to pit road here, too. This is going to be something to have to watch. Yeah, they're a car width apart here. Oh, big net code. That's net code straight up. You can see the contact between the two, even though there's like 6 feet of space. So caution comes out. Oh, yeah, big net code. Julian slams it. So I would expect people maybe in the back to go get tires. Not sure if it's going to make a difference, but you got to try something, don't you? I see Danny Brennan on pit road. Nick Fleury on pit road. Otherwise, nobody else comes to pit road. So I believe we'll get one to go this time by. Actually, we're going to the green flag this time by a quickie yellow. All the lap cars go to the back now because we're under 10 laps to go. And we're going to see a single file restart with all the lead lap cars in the front, which are at 10 right now. Okay, they must not have gotten the one to go here. So as they'll come to 5 laps to go. I didn't see the pace car in front. That's why I was like, are they going green here? Fooled me. All right, so we must have just got one to go because everybody's cycling around now. The lap cars will fall to the back and line up. The lead lap cars will come to the front, as I mentioned. And we'll go racing in what likely will be a 4-lap shootout here to the finish. I appreciate all the viewers watching tonight. Hopefully you've enjoyed the broadcast part of this race. The racing itself's been pretty fun for the most part. Unfortunately, a couple accidents here and there. But hopefully we'll see you back next week at Laguna Seca for the TI IndyCar Series as they wrap up their last 2 races coming up. And tomorrow night, if you're a fan of short track racing, as I mentioned, the Black Horizon Truck Series at Bristol tomorrow night for one of 2 straight weeks there. As a matter of fact, they'll be on dirt the following week. So hopefully you'll join us for some great racing tomorrow night at 8:45 Eastern Time. Here we go. Isaac back onto the pedal. Four laps to go. And to the inside comes Kite Bummersbach. He's going to take second from Sam. Isaac trying to break the snake out, break out the draft. And we cleaned it up tonight, I guess. Oh, one car into the wall. That's AJ Stravato. We stay green. Everybody splits around him, but that car is heavily damaged. laps to go. Can Blackwood do anything? He's within the sniff. Bombersbeck's right there also. If you're within about a second and a half of the leader, you can get the draft. Isaac trying to break it. 2 laps to go from Pocono. And lead is starting to stretch out as Isaac comes to the final lap. White flag here from the Poconos in the tricky triangle. And officially the champion. Through turn number 2, in the tunnel turn for the final time. It's taken him 5 seasons. All types of issues, but this year, in this season, he has shown that he is the best driver in the TI Racing IndyCar Series. And not only that, he's got 2 wins. Out of the potential 3 in the Triple Crown, as Isaac Morris has won at Pocono and has clinched the TI IndyCar Racing Series Championship. And I think there were issues with Lester on the finish of the race as he has fallen back to 9th at the end of this race. But a race that only saw 3 cautions tonight. Sees Isaac Morris get his 6th win of the season. And officially the TI IndyCar Series Championship is his before he gets to the final 2 races of the season. Isaac just taking a kind of a cool down lap. Yeah, you too, Julian. Good effort, bud. As Isaac takes his parade lap around the track, let's talk to these other drivers who finished up in the top 3 and let Isaac celebrate here with some more donuts. And let's start with Sam Blackwood, who finishes in the 2nd position. I'm assuming this is Sam under the name Boost. So I'm going to pull him in here and hope it's Sam and not some random person. Sam's issue?
Yep, this is me.
All right, just wanted to double check before I just talk to somebody random. But, hey, Sam, great effort tonight from you. Your best, obviously, finish in the series, your best race in this series to date so far. Pretty much showed you were the 2nd best car tonight as you ran pretty much P2 all night, started on the pole. What was it about the restart that and even the start of the race that Isaac was able to do different to get past you and just hold you off?
On the restarts, whenever I got into the lead on the 2nd restart, I believe I went a bit too early, so I ended up giving him the opportunity to go up the inside at turn 1. And obviously I didn't have enough speed to go down the main straight to challenge him into turn 1. By the time we got to turn 1, the dirt air was playing havoc with the aero, so there was just no chance for that. Starting on the pole was quite a surprise, to be honest, because I had not ran a single qualifying lap up until the qualifying session. So I'm immensely pleased with that, and I feel like I've done much better than what I was expecting to do tonight.
Well, obviously a great effort tonight. To talk about the racing out there itself, a very clean Pocono race, only 3 cautions, got some green flag pit stops in there. How much did strategy play a role in your race tonight?
Strategy was mainly about the fuel and not more or less about the tires. Most of us were trying to figure out when to stop, how much to fuel, how much will we have at the end to play with. And of course the late caution helped us all out. We were all able to get to the end without having to make an extra stop. The racing took me by surprise. I was expecting the the Indy 500 type of caution, restart mentality going along. But kudos to everyone managing to keep it clean for most of the race.
Yeah, you made mention of that IndyCar restart. That, of course, we talk about the not the real life Indy 500, but what happened here a couple weeks ago with the way those restarts were. Did you see a dramatic difference in the restarts tonight with the new rule?
It certainly helped with reducing the amount of crashes onto the main straight. So, yeah, I'd say it was a good idea, a good implementation to bring in for especially Pocono. Hopefully, it will work at Michigan as well for the race finale.
Absolutely, Sam. Well, nice job, man. Congratulations. I'm sure Gary and the boys are happy for you. And great effort out there. And you have your chance to send some shout-outs to people.
Speaking of Gary, I want to thank him for giving me the opportunity to race his car and in the series as well. Just cannot repay that man enough for the opportunity he's given me. I also want to thank all the sponsors on the car, Chevy, Borman's, Vehicle Parts Racing, just everyone. It's a whole team effort today to get that 2nd podium in a row, and hopefully we can go 3 for 3 at Laguna.
There you go. Well, nice job, Sam. Congrats on the podium there, and we appreciate your time, and we'll see you next week at Laguna, as you said.
Thank you. See you later.
Absolutely. You too, sir. Sam Blackwood, 2nd place finish tonight, and obviously a very proud moment there for him, and obviously very happy for him. And let's bring Kite up here, and he joins us. Debut race tonight, and he definitely makes an appearance tonight and does pretty well, I must say. And Kite, the first thing I have to do is I want to make sure for the 100 laps here tonight that you raced, I did say your last name right. Could you please pronounce it for me?
Bommersbach.
I got it right. Looky there, boys. Yeah. All right. I'm taking Sunday off work. Anyways. Oh, wait. I already get Sunday off. Anyways, that's another story. Kite, nice job tonight, man. Very happy for you. Obviously making an appearance this evening. I'm sure you're new to the league. I think I saw you talk for a second over in Discord earlier in chat. But let's talk a little bit about the race tonight, man. You started 8th. You gained 5 spots, move up, finish P3. Talk about your race and your debut out here.
Yeah, pretty cool to come out here and be on the podium immediately. Not the best qualifier, and I was a little too cautious on my lap. I didn't know what the track conditions were going to be like, so I knew I had more in it. And then just off the start, got a really good launch on both the initial race start and the first restart of the race, and was able to pick my way through up to P3, and then from there, Isaac and Sam were really really quick today, and their aero wash was just a little much for me to handle. I was struggling in their dirty air, particularly. Behind other people it wasn't too bad, but they definitely had the line down, and I just couldn't quite close up to them the way I wanted to. But I'm quite happy to be here on the podium.
Yeah, great fight between you and Carlos Dotero and even Gavin there for third. Most of the race, I mean, you guys were pretty much neck and neck. It seemed like most of the race. Even Lester was up there at one point. I think, if I remember correctly, at Philip, or not Philip, but I'm looking through the standings right now. Who's the other name? It was Danny Brennan was up there with you, battling it out for third, and you guys were just continuing to pass each other and battle it out.
Yeah, I saw a lot of. Fortunately, after a little bit of that juking and jiving, I was able to get ahead of them, and I didn't have to partake in too many sketchy moves today, which was nice. But yeah, the racing was really really intense back there for that final kind of spot on the podium. Fortunately, I nailed my last pit stop, and it was smooth sailing from there.
Well, great job this evening, man. This is your opportunity. Send some shout outs to whoever you like to.
Yeah, I just want to first off thank the sponsors for the team and the team owners. So Gary Gotso brought me out here. I'm not officially part of this team yet. It's kind of like a tryout, but hopefully
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Yeah, so some people have told me. He's a real good guy. He's a real good guy, and I met him through a couple other leagues. He brought me out here, so I want to give a shout out to the team sponsors: Midwest Internet Exchange, Fiber Data Exchange, and Roma Collectibles, for hopping on the car and allowing Gary to bring me in and run. And just a big shout out to Gary, as well as Jessica Savin. She was the one that originally kind of spotted me and told Gary that he should think about working with me. And so hopefully after tonight, and we're looking to have 2 more good runs to end the season, I can maybe get an invite to the big team.
There you go. Well, hey, you do this right now, you might be straight up onto the TI Racing team, or might have others trying to poach you out of the air. So great job tonight, Kite. And I think the last time I talked to an independent driver on the air like this and said something about a team, that driver ended up on a team and won the championship the next season. So maybe that's a good omen. I don't know. So great job tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Absolutely, you too. Kite Palmer's back, finishing top 3 tonight in his season debut. And, of course, that driver I am speaking of, by the way, for those who don't remember, was, of course, Caleb Benzie. That came in, finished on the podium in that first race, got scooped up after that. After I was like, dude, somebody needs to pick this kid up. And, yeah, the rest is history. Anyways, let's go talk to the champ. The winner of the race, the champion tonight. I even got to the point where I was talking about everything you've been through for the 5 seasons on the final lap, that I got distracted for a second, totally botched the finish. But you know what? Either way, you won the championship tonight. It's officially yours. We'll crown you 2 races from now. We'll let you go just celebrate a little bit tonight and celebrate your second leg of this Triple Crown win at Pocono tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean, finally nice to win after trying for so long and putting so much time and effort into it. But yeah, it feels good. Not only to be drivers, but team champion as well. Everyone on TI and everyone that's involved with the boys at TI, they work extremely hard, and I honestly couldn't have done it without them, really. So yeah, like all the guys at TI and Mimsy, they've been working so hard all season to achieve what we achieved today.
Now, I'm not one that, people's personal lives are their personal lives. But from the time we started broadcasting at Mid-Ohio a year ago, you've gone through an Indianapolis race that pretty much crushed your hopes for a championship in Season 2. Season 3, you went through some personal battles. Season 4, you had some schooling and things like that get in your way, work, those kind of things. And Season 5, you came back and you said, this is my championship for you guys to take from me. And you've come out and, needless to say, you've pretty much blown this field away in Season 5. to know that you've accomplished this goal 2 races before the end. 1, how's it feel? But 2, how much pressure does this relieve off your shoulders?
I mean, it's always nice winning a championship before the actual end of the season, because it just, you know, it just really like shows like trying to say this the nicest way possible without sounding cocky, but it just goes to show like how like of a dominant season that I've had. Like there's only 1 race where I haven't won, and that was Mid Ohio, but you know, it's always nice to go into the last 2 races knowing that you don't have to practice as hard, you don't have to push as hard. It does relieve a lot of pressure, and it does feel good. So yeah. Sorry, and what was the second question?
The pressure on the shoulders.
Oh yeah, the pressure's really like gone off like completely now, because you know, Chris Lewis, the TI boss, he's going to be happy now that he's got another team championship under his belt and a drivers championship. So he's not going to be pushing as hard to, you know, get everything going for the next round. You know, he might just say, you know what, like take Friday off or take Saturday off. You know, there might not be as much pressure now, as he knows that we've got it in the bag. Well, you know, it's in the bag.
So side note, do you really listen to Chris when he tells you to take a day off or tells you to work?
I mean, it's more like metaphorically speaking.
I was going to say, yeah, I sure wouldn't.
Yeah, Chris doesn't really tell me, like, I mean, I'm kind of thankful for Chris, because he, like, kind of lets me do my own thing with the TI boys. Like, we all do our own practice, and, you know, we're always practicing together. You know, we're always trying to improve the race standards, like, between us all, and, you know, the practice that we put in just goes to show for the season that we've had. And yeah, it's been nice helping out these bunch of guys. Like, they've honestly been great, and yeah. I just feel so relieved right now, you know.
Well, there you go. You can go celebrate with whatever you want to go do. But needless to say, we'll get shout-outs out real quickly, and we will go celebrate, and whoever you like to, send shout-outs.
So first off, I'd like to give a huge shout-out to Chris. He's going to be happy when he sees the results tomorrow or whenever. So yeah, big shout-out to him. And also a big shout out to our main title sponsor, which is General Motors. You know, Chris said we'd get him a team championship, and we got him a team championship. So yeah, huge shout out to those guys, and shout out to the team as well. Like, they've worked really hard this season, and they don't get enough credit, and they deserve a lot more credit than you know, I don't know the words, but yeah, like Dan Morera, Dan Mack, AJ Stravato, like my teammates, they've just been really good this season, and you know, and all the boys at Mimsy as well, they've been working hard to trying to improve, and yeah, it's just huge. Like, the team that we have is amazing. So, yeah.
Well, great job,
Come
guys.
back now.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was just gonna say, you've got to come back now for season 6 and do it all again.
There you go. Well, nice job, Isaac. Congratulations, man. Go celebrate, and we will talk here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, lovely.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Isaac Morris, your champion here of season number 5. And that is going to wrap it up for us here this evening from Pocono. Congratulations to him and all the finishers on the podium this evening. Fantastic race it was. Only 3 cautions and not the dramatics that we had last season, which is totally cool when it's all over with. But we digress and move on from Pocono to Laguna Seca next week. At 7:45, we'll have the race for you. Gary will be back up here in the booth with me, and we'll get the race on for you here on Captain TV. As always, if you enjoyed the broadcast, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all the viewers watching tonight, all the racers. Appreciate Chris Lewis for allowing us to broadcast the last almost 4 complete seasons now in this league. It's been a lot of fun to be a part of and an honor. Thanks to iRacing for allowing us this platform. As always, thanks to TrackCams22.com for allowing us to work their cameras here throughout the season, and cannot wait to continue our relationship with them. But we'll be back tomorrow night from Bristol Motor Speedway. That should be a lot of fun on the high banks, on the concrete, for 1 of 2 weeks there in the Great Lakes Sim Racing Black Horizon Truck Series. Again, Laguna Seca next Monday night for these guys, or Tuesday night, sorry, for the IndyCar Series at 7:45. And as always, we leave you with Chris Lewis's favorite song. Remember, this isn't just a game, it's iRacing. See ya!
And now the wait is over. The nerves have taken their toll. Ooh. Let go of fear you're holding. The fire smoldering, it's starting all over again. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, burning inside. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, yeah. Every time I grip the wheel, I begin to feel I know what I'm in for. A white knuckle ride. You got a fix for me, you know what I need. Oh, it's a breakneck speed. Might as well enjoy the ride. The yellow round exploding. It won't slow me down. I say it ain't so. Whoa, whoa.
Be strong.
Ooh.